Hello and welcome to the Vita Weekly Update, where I take the news of the week and compress it into a bite-sized video. Super Meat Boy, the two-man developed high-difficulty indie platformer, is making its way to the Vita and PS4 sometime this year. Both the US and Europe will receive the game free on PlayStation Plus, with the developers saying that this is an apology for having to wait so long for the game. Curve Digital have announced Pumped BMX Plus, a reimagining of Pumped BMX 2, an Android and iOS game developed by developer Us. The game is a two-dimensional BMX game with lots of tricks to be done, and will have 500 challenges to conquer with online leaderboards. The game is due in the third quarter of 2015 for a digital release. Superbeat Xonic has been announced for a localization in the United States, with both digital and physical copies being available on launch. The game is developed by the original developers of the DJMAX PSP games and contains over 45 songs, new and classic, to play through. The game will release sometime in the fall. The developers of PSP game Grand Knight's History announced a new tactical RPG for Vita and PS4 this week with the name Grand Kingdom. The game is an online fantasy RPG where four powers fight for dominance, with your kingdom being strengthened by both invasions and defense. There is no date for the game outside of later this year. Details have gone up about the Vita port of Skullgirls Second Encore. The PS4 version was announced for the 31st of July, with the developers saying that the Vita version will follow in 6 weeks. The game is cross-buy, however, and will have a 20% PlayStation Plus discount for the entire pre-order period. Sir Eats-A-Lot was detailed on developer behind the Stones blog this week. The game is a two-dimensional exploratory platformer that uses the Vita features across 15 different levels. No specific date was announced for the game just yet. I apologise if I butcher this, but Ora ni Hatarakete Iwarete Motori was announced for Vita this week. A sequel to a PSP game with a similar name, the game involves a hikikomori, aka a shut-in, paying adventurers to go out to do quests he doesn't want to do, with 8-person parties and a female landlord. The game does not have a solid release date yet. And finally this week, a Ken Kabancho game was announced for Vita, but not the one most would have hoped for. Ken Kabancho Otome, an Otome visual novel style game based around the series, is coming to Vita sometime in the future with no specific date announced. That's it for this week. And here comes the channel update. The part I needed to record sound finally came in, so I'm capable of doing videos when necessary, and I'm still working on pretty heavily clearing out the PlayStation Mobile backlog while I can, although I don't plan on releasing 2 videos a day like I did before by accident. That was a bit of a silly mistake on my part. Nevertheless, you'll be seeing PlayStation Mobile content out the arse while I can still make it. Sorry about that. Like, subscribe, comment, and share the video around if you liked it. See you next week.